The Vision of the Beautiful One, Ancient Vows, and Modern Awakening.
Hello everyone, welcome right into today's analytical breakdown. Today, we are going to decode an incredibly vivid ancient Buddhist story. From this narrative, we are going to unearth some deeply practical wisdom regarding the law of cause and effect. More importantly, we're going to show everyone how those seemingly insignificant little actions we perform every day are actually quietly shaping our future destiny behind the scenes. Are you ready? Let us dive straight in. Our story begins in the ancient Indian city of Rajir, with a mystery that completely captivated the entire town. Imagine the scene. There is a young boy who is unbelievably handsome. His appearance is so exceptionally sublime that crowds of people from both inside and outside the city line up every single day just to catch a fleeting glimpse of him. But when this universally adored boy sees the Buddha for the very first time, guess what happens? He completely loses control. He rushes straight forward, throws his arms tightly around the Buddha's neck, and cries out, "Father!" No matter how much the onlookers try to persuade him or pull him away, he simply refuses to let go. What on earth is going on here? Let us get to know our protagonist first. The boy's name is highly fascinating, translated literally. It means the beautiful one. He was born with a massive silver spoon in his mouth, into a family of unimaginable wealth. On top of that, he was born with an almost magical aura. His skin possessed a golden hue, and the shape of his head resembled a precious royal parasol. His parents absolutely doted on him, feeding him only the finest milk, yogurt, and butter cakes every day. When this child heard that the Buddha was teaching in Rajir, an inexplicable wave of curiosity and sheer ecstasy surged within his heart. He begged his parents to take him there. It was this intense, irrepressible yearning that led directly to that jaw-dropping embrace we just talked about. To figure out exactly what was happening, the surrounding monks hurried to consult the Buddha. The Buddha's answer was astonishing. He explained that the boy reacted this way because for the past 500 consecutive lifetimes, he had been the Buddha's son. Wow, 500 lifetimes. That sounds mind-boggling, doesn't it? It was precisely this profound bond, spanning 500 lifetimes, that forged a karmic habit imprinted deeply into his soul. So the moment he laid eyes on the Buddha, without needing any introduction, his bodily instinct instantly recognized his father. Now, the mystery of that recognition was solved. But the monks grew even more curious. They immediately followed up and asked, why is his luck so incredibly good? Possessed a flawless appearance. And even more amazingly, right after the Buddha ordained him as a monk, he attained enlightenment at lightning speed, erasing all defilements to become an arhat. What exactly did he do in his past lives to accumulate such inconceivable blessings? As it turns out, this traces back to a marvelous experience the boy had in a very distant past life. Taking a trip back to a time far, far away, the Krakachanda Buddha was in the world. In that lifetime, this boy was a crown prince. One day, he went to the temple on behalf of the king to sweep and clean. To his surprise, the Krakachanda Buddha gave him a test by manifesting a spiritual power that caused the dust in the hall to multiply. No matter how hard the prince swept, the dust kept coming. He swept continuously until darkness fell. But as night arrived, a breathtaking spectacle unfolded. The heavens opened, and countless deities including Sakra and Mahabrahma descended upon the temple to pay homage to the Buddha. That sacred night completely altered the prince's destiny. Witnessing the magnificent descent of these heavenly gods, the prince's heart filled with profound awe and an indescribable joy. In that very moment, he decided he would not leave. He willingly chose to stay in that temple to continue sweeping the floors for the monastic community. Do you know how long he stayed to sweep? For a whopping 5,000 years. You heard that right. This wasn't just sweeping for an afternoon, it was 5,000 years of unyielding perseverance and devotion. Through those 5,000 years of daily, repetitive dedication, he developed a boundless sense of great compassion for all living beings. Right before he passed away, he made an immensely powerful vow. He prayed, may the wholesome roots of my sweeping allow me to be born into wealthy families and possess a sublime, beautiful appearance across all my future lifetimes. May I always bring joy to the Buddha in his presence. And eventually ordain, eliminate all suffering, and realize our hardship. You see, this vow born of deep compassion and pure devotion is the direct cause behind his immense wealth and heavenly looks in his current life. And it wasn't just a single vow, he had also ordained and practiced during the era of Kasyapa Buddha. The cumulative weight of these past causes allowed him to awaken with astonishing speed in this lifetime. Once he realized the state of an arhat, he possessed a perspective that completely shatters ordinary human perception. In the eyes of an arhat, pure gold and cow dung are completely equal in value. The vastness of the cosmos and the palm of one's hand are entirely indistinguishable. It is a profoundly pure and breathtaking worldview that completely transcends our worldly attachments. Alright, now that we've reached the end of the story, let us enter our next phase. What does any of this have to do with us modern people? Let us see how the master pinpoints the core of this matter. Here, the master asks a very direct question. Almost like a wake-up call to our conscience. Have you ever swept the floors for the monastic community? Have you ever cleaned the temple hall? Or wiped the dust off a Buddhist statue? Honestly, these sound like the most basic, menial cleaning tasks, don't they? But think about the prince who swept for 5,000 years. This is precisely the grand starting point for accumulating boundless blessings. The master shares a brilliant modern analogy here. The Buddhist statue is actually like a relay station. This metaphor creates such a vivid picture. It means that when you wipe away dust or tidy up the environment in front of a statue, everything you do passes through this relay station. It is 100% equivalent to serving the living Buddha in person. We don't need to invent a time machine to travel back to ancient times. Simply by utilizing this relay station, you can instantly accumulate the exact same inconceivable merit as the ancients did. The master further points out that our daily emotions are actually a mirror of our karma. There is an absolute, direct correlation here. If a person goes through life angry every day, harboring deep resentment, they will become physically unattractive in future lifetimes. Conversely, just like the beautiful one in our story, if your heart is filled with great kindness and compassion, you will naturally grow a refined and beautiful appearance. That's right, your emotions are actively sculpting your future face, stroke by stroke. Now, if we want to stay far away from bad luck and build a pure land for ourselves, what is the absolute core? The master puts it in very plain terms: the 10 wholesome actions. This is the bedrock foundation. If you cannot even manage the 10 most basic virtues like refraining from killing, stealing, or harsh speech, then don't expect to achieve anything great on the path of spiritual practice. This is the foundation of all good fortune. Without it, there is nothing to talk about. To help us apply this wisdom to our daily lives, the master gives us a very practical daily KPI list. All you need to do is uphold the 10 wholesome actions. Greet everyone you meet with a joyful heart. Keep a smile on your face, and speak with gentleness. Even when you encounter infuriating difficulties, try to overcome your anger. Accept the situation joyfully, and believe deeply in cause and effect. This exact method is a super protective shield that ensures we won't create even a tiny speck of negative karma. Of course, the master also reminds us that to achieve true liberation, simply being a good person on the surface is not enough. We must wield the fire of wisdom within our minds to completely shatter our everyday ignorance, anxieties, and the illusory attachment to the self. Only by smashing these skewed perceptions can we genuinely step onto the path of awakening. When it comes down to it, this reveals the true reality behind Buddhist precepts. Many people hear the word precepts or rules and immediately think, oh, how annoying. I'm not allowed to do anything. Right, but the reality is completely the opposite. The true purpose behind the Buddha's design of this precept system is to help us bypass all misfortune and suffering, allowing us to experience an endless stream of peace and joy instead. That's right, true happiness comes from this kind of wisdom-filled self-discipline. So, let's bring today's analysis to a close with the most crucial question, leaving it for you to contemplate. Based on the iron-clad law of cause and effect, look at your actions throughout the entire day today, the words you spoke, and every single thought you entertained. Right now, are you sweeping up endless joy for your future? Or are you busy sweeping bad luck right into your life? Give it some serious thought. I hope this analysis brought you some fresh inspiration. See you next time.